right, so this is kind of a continuation of the whole Drake and T-Pain shit that's going on. Apparently, like, there's a lot of resentment here that maybe I didn't touch in the beginning. And I do feel like now, again, me coming up, I think they should be cool, especially how much love I proceed or think Wayne would have, or Wayne T-Pain has for Wayne, and knowing that Drake is like his protege and shit like that, he would have much love for him. I will say this: Joe Budden has a great theory, because again, coming from his podcast and listening to what he had to say, we do have to talk about it, right? Now, he was saying, like, I ain't gonna lie, ever since Drake got off of Young Money, Cash Money, or whatever, and he just started dealing straight with Universal, maybe, like, there was some shit that happened on the business side that niggas stopped fucking with niggas. But like I said, we've seen Drake on his other projects. I don't know if, was it For All the Dogs, or maybe the project before? No, I don't think it was For All the Dogs. I think it was Certified Lover Boy. Yeah, I think Wayne was featured on there. So clearly there's still some type of working relationship, but I don't exactly know. But as you've seen the whole T-Pain thing when he was doing the podcast or the video, basically what happened was a situation where what was I saying, gang? Yeah, that he was talking about Drake gracefully exiting and all this other shit, and T-Pain was making some jokes, and Drake responded saying this nigga has always, what's it called, resented me or whatever. Well, Drake, first of all, and if I'm like thinking of Drake, why wouldn't niggas resent you? You're like the golden fucking child. You've been on the top of the hill for so long. And seemingly, I don't know this nigga that much, but it makes it seem like, yo, not to say, now again, there's the music business and these industry friendships and shit. I'm not saying you cool with all these niggas, right? I think 21 Savage is generally your friend. Like, there's certain niggas I think that's generally your friend. But like, again, if you was on some much shit, like maybe you promised T-Pain a verse, or maybe, you know, maybe you slighted him in a way or something have you, then I could see why that nigga might have a grudge towards you, bro. Like, again, this goes back to treat people how you want to be treated. I don't know if T-Pain, maybe he little nigga you in the past, and you like, I bet. So when you really caught heat, it was what it was. And I believe there was like a rumor going around that basically Drake promised T-Pain a verse or maybe a hook or whatever the fuck have you, and he kind of held his album back waiting for that shit, and it never came to fruition, which I feel like Drake promised a lot of niggas hooks and verses, I ain't gonna lie. But like I said, now that we know, again, I think Academic said it on the stream, one of these streams, how Drake's contract is structured. Like, he can only give a certain amount of guest features and stuff like that. Unless, like, they're on OVO. Like, if it's, like, somebody on the OVO imprint, like, that's his artist, then he could just do them. Or, like, in the case of the collab album with Party, then that's whatever. But he can't just be given too much versus willy-nilly. Because I guess at this point, like, again, he's a brand, you know, as much as we clown him, since not like us, he still is a brand, so he can't just make himself always available for the world. Unless niggas is really dropping some money, then I believe the label would probably be like, hey, you gonna pay that much? Shit, fuck it. Hey, Aubrey, fuck, you wanna do it? Fuck it, you can do it. But anyways, with that being said, right? With that being said, it's just interesting to me. Now, again, for T-Pain, because Joe Budden as well on his podcast showed a clip of when he had like a podcast series called Humans or whatever it was called, and he was basically interviewing T-Pain, and he's like, he can't really listen to the second half of Scorpion because that second half is all him. That's what T-Pain said in his own words. He did sound a little jaded, did sound away, but also, if you inspired a nigga, it is what it is. A lot of time we always hear especially when Kanye was going at Drake, and even Kim tweeted out, there would be no Drake without Kanye, or whatever the fuck, when she was writing for her husband at the time. Like, yeah, we know Drake is influenced by multiple niggas. The Pusha T thing, he's like, oh, I had a microphone of you, blah, blah, blah. All this other bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Drake likes to claim he's a student of the game, and he, like followed a lot of these niggas, or, you know, they meant a lot to him. Like, they fucked with him. Even with the Joe Budden shit, we go back to old clips of, yeah, Drake and Joe Budden when Drake was first coming up, and like how he really admired Joe Budden. So it just gets to the point where we just have to have that conversation. It does sound a little bit like T-Pain, like, don't get it fucked up. I know we're talking about Drake, and maybe to the new niggas, people don't know who T-Pain is. Nigga, T-Pain is still T-Pain. I don't give a fuck. He him. Now the young niggas, they don't know what's going on with T-Pain, but T-Pain was him. There was a point, bro, hey, if you need a hook and you need your shit to blow, you calling T-Pain. Nigga, T-Pain a legend. I'll take no slander or no disrespect on T-Pain's name. That's him. But even still, right, with that being said, and maybe, yes, maybe you taught Drake a thing or two, or you ushered him in the game, you gave him some advice. You can't little boy that nigga. And you even said when Drake said that shit on, I think it was the Safe Place podcast with Yachty, T-Pain was like, oh, I'm in agreement, but now Drake is doing this and this and that. Drake is not over. He's not washed. Yes, Not Like Us happened. Yes, the battle with Kendrick happened. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Even before that battle, was Drake really putting out them hits like that? If we really gonna have a discussion. Not since Scorpion. If we really gonna have a discussion. I did not like Certified Lover Boy. Her Loss was my shit. I ain't gonna cap. Her Loss was my shit. Honestly, never mind. Like I said, if I took a pill and I went to Ibiza, hey, that might hit. I might be moving my hips a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Pause no Diddy. And what was the other shit? Father Dog's cool. I kind of fuck with Father Dogs. There's a couple songs I fuck with on Father Dogs. So it's alright. I ain't gonna say like it's cool. Like, not that it's cool, but like I'm not gonna say like it's trash or whatever, right? Anyways, with that happening or whatever have you, what was that bullshit we got? With that happening or whatever have you, we're here at this moment. I just feel like it's something on both sides. Hey, two wrongs don't make a right. I just feel like there's some shit niggas could discuss. I'm not gonna feel like it's vitriol or hatred, but I do feel like there might be some shit also we as consumers don't know, and there's some other shit. But anyways, we gonna get into some of these old tweets. So he said, it's all good, soft, dark, N-words wasn't the wave at the time, but Drake made it okay to sit up, I guess. And now people are understanding what I was saying all those years ago. It took a light-skinned N-word to get y'all to listen and applaud him for winning the beige baby lottery. He wrote a post in 2022. That's crazy. So T-Pain was a big fan of Drake and then got dubbed for a feature, which delayed the drop of his album, etc., etc. I get why he hates Drake, but I still think the way he went around it was hella lame. I would never let anyone know that it pressed me ever when you was a role. Another counter. You don't owe that and we're nothing. Sounds like entitlement turned to resentment and bitterness, which you could, like I was saying in the beginning. Again, maybe Drake did that nigga wrong and we could have a discussion about that, but at the end of the day, like, this seems like a lot of vitriol you have towards this nigga. Again, you don't have to like Drake. And we're not gonna do this Kendrick Lamar Drake shit, so now T-Pain on Kendrick. We're not doing that. This from before all that. So it's just one of them situations, bro. We just gotta see what happens. Of course, Offset took up for Drake, so I'll read a little bit of that as well. You know, it's just one of those situations. I just feel like the business got mucky and like niggas was just industry friend. He didn't really generally fuck with you. I really feel it was one of them situations. But anyway, let's see what Offset said about the situation. Let me see what Offset talking shit real quick. So the former Migos member isn't the only one who thought T-Pain was being shady. However, Drake himself, no, what Offset said, shared his take on Instagram. The boy is the boy. Shit ain't gonna change, he declared as captured by DJ Academics. All that hating on another grown man who do more numbers than everybody is diabolical. You know what I'm saying? And like, we can have a discussion. Now again, yes, is T-Pain hating on the nigga? Yes, he is. If we gonna be fair, we gotta keep it a book. T-Pain is hating on the nigga, right? But again, if there's some backstory shit, we can have a discussion about it. But I just feel like eventually this shit should be kumbaya. But I feel like, hey, niggas is gonna run with it. But again, that is still Drake, that is still T-Pain. For you to really come out on that podcast interview, whatever the fuck it was, and say, I can't listen to that nigga half of the album because it's me. Nigga, you said it in this recent interview or whatever this shit came from. You created a sound. You really think niggas ain't gonna be influenced by Teddy Pain, T-Pain? The fuck? Nigga, do you know who you is? I would have just, hey, it is what it is. You might not like it, but it is what it is. You know what you did. So yes, you could say that this nigga is your son. But like, yeah, I don't see what all the hatred is, because when it could have benefited you, you wanted the feature when it could have benefited you. at the end of the day. I just feel like it got murky and the whole Young Money thing. Like I said, him, how Wayne and T-Pain is close. Like, I just feel like some shit got murky. But hey, we'll see exactly what happens. But like I said, we'll see where this goes. This was like more of a ramble than a cohesive video, but what do y'all think? What's y'all thoughts on this Drake T-Pain shit? But yeah, comments down below, links in the description. Besides that, friendly neighborhood K.A. sign off for today. Black TJ Dead Wilder doing this thing. My name and Bill's like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe, be trying a little bit more there. I'm gone, slums and peace, y'all, guys.